Oh, hail a beard, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we back for another edition of Big Beard Business. Today we are back with one of my favorite types of videos to conduct because a lot of you guys out there enjoy it. And today we're talking about how women want you to smell, but today we have a twist because I'm giving you real world examples. Now, over the years, I've given you a ton of videos out there about compliments, how to be more attractive, how to smell better, etc. And some of you really enjoy that information, but some of you like, yo, B, I feel like this fragrance works better. And listen, it may work better for you. It doesn't really matter, man. What we're here to do today is really make sure that you smell your best. But today I wanted to grab some of the things that women say they like to smell on men to give you a bit more clarity in terms of what fragrances you should be wearing if your ultimate goal is to attract that special someone. Now, as we all know that wearing a fragrance is not going to be the end-all be-all when it comes to being more attractive, but it's definitely going to help you be a bit more confident, maybe a bit more bold in your approach, which should help you all in all. Therefore, you can definitely attract more women, garner more compliments, garner more attention by wearing fragrances. So now that you know what we're doing, let's get down to Big Beard Business. Now, to bring this video to life and to provide you real world examples, I decided to scour the internet, the World Wide Web, and bring you some people, some ladies who really understand what fragrances work. And I decided to take their top picks and bring them to you in one collective video. So I will give them their shout outs and their just due. Now, before I bring you the official list, I wanted to give you an honorable mention. And the honorable mention today comes by way of Instagram. And the Instagram is the Incense of Lily. I'll make sure that I'll leave everyone's information linked down below. But Lily is an aromatherapist. So in her opinion, the sexiest fragrance on a man is one that I do not have in my collection. And this one is from Serge Lutens. This one is Ombre Sultan. Okay, I don't know much about the fragrance, but it looks like this dark resinous juice, and with a name like that, I would sure that there's definitely amber within that scent. Now, Lily went on to say that that was the most popular question that guys out there wanted to know. I'm assuming men wanted to know what was the most sexy fragrance on a man to her, and that is one that you guys really need to know if you were asking her. So there you have it, man. Amber Sultan from the house of Serge Lutens. I don't know much about it, so I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I do, but that is one that she gave a special shout out to. Now we are hopping into the official list, and this fragrance is one that I really enjoy. I've told you guys and girls out there to pick this one up years ago, but hopefully some of you have listened to me. Now, this one was recommended on the list today by Yana from the YouTube channel called The Scented. And the fragrance that she mentioned is from Jo Malone, and this is none other than Oud and Bergamot. Now, Oud and Bergamot is from Jo Malone's Cologne Intense lineup, and these fragrances tend to perform a bit better than the already light fragrances that they offer. But let me tell you what Yana said about this scent. She said that this one is this citrusy oud that you can get away with wearing in the warmer weather. And I've talked about that before, wearing this fragrance to Disney, walking around the park, and this one definitely works. You get that citrus within it from that bergamot, but I wouldn't say that this is something that you should often wear in the warmer weather. You can do it, but this is probably not going to be your go-to scent. And if you're looking for fragrances that work in that warmer weather with a oud type of note in it, this is definitely one of the ones that I'm going to recommend for you to do that. Now, she also went on to say that this one is super sexy, and this one smells like money and seduction. So if you're looking to smell like money, be super sexy, and smell seductive, then Oud and Bergamot should be on your list of pickups from the house of Jo Malone. Now, this next fragrance on this list comes from a YouTuber out there by the name of Jay McQueen. And the fragrance that she mentioned was on her list of most complimented or the most sexy fragrances for men. I don't remember the exact name of the list off the top of my head, but it should be relatively easy for you to find. The fragrance that she called out within that list is one that I really enjoy. I tell a lot of you to pick it up, and this fragrance does extremely well on its own. This fragrance comes from the house of Chanel, and this one is Bleu de Chanel, but the Parfum version. Now, I know a lot of you out there have an affinity for the EDT or the EDP, but personally, I enjoy the Parfum version the most, and well, she did as well. Now, she went on to say that this parfum version here is really a fragrance that any man could wear. She said that she really hasn't come across any woman that does not enjoy this fragrance, and this is a fragrance that girls go wild for. I quote that. She said that girls go wild for this fragrance. So if you're looking for a fragrance that could be in your collection that you can pretty much wear on a daily basis as a daily driver, then look no further than this one here. This one isn't a super expensive fragrance either, so if you had to pick up a few bottles of this one because you were going through it more frequently, then it's not really going to burn your pockets in most cases. She also said that this one is smooth, sweet, warm, and masculine, and does not smell like a granddaddy scent. So if you're not a sugar daddy or nothing, then you can rock this one like a boss. So shout out to Jay McQueen and her pick, Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Now, if we're talking about being a super attractive fragrance, and this next one is no stranger, but I think it's icing on the cake to know that women want you to smell like this. Now, I think this one may be more valuable than any of the other ones that we talked about thus far, because this one comes by way of a poll with multiple women giving their input. Now, I did something like this either back in early 2019 or late 2018, and I really felt that that information was valuable, and in this case it really is as well. This one comes by way of Demi Rowland, but again, she really did this on her Instagram account, asking women what fragrances they like to smell on a man, and the one that came victorious is this one here from Tom Ford, the master of seduction. This one is Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Tom Ford Noir Extreme is vanilla, cream, wood, and spice. She also went on to say that this is a fragrance that she believes is one of the better releases from Tom Ford overall, and that this is one that makes women want to come close. This one can be seen on a number of date night lists out there. This one's seductive, it's sexy, sensual, and it is no surprise that it made the list of fragrances that women enjoyed on her side, and also here where it made the list today, where this is what women want you to smell like because it drives them wild. Now, this next fragrance that I'm talking to you about today is one that I'm a bit ashamed of myself for not coming back to. When I originally picked this fragrance up, I went crazy over it, I went wild over it, and then things went flat, as I don't think I've talked about it much since. In fact, I know I haven't talked about it much since, but a lot of you out there have said you enjoyed this one, but it doesn't get a lot of play. So this one could be a good, unique fragrance to add into your collection. Now, this fragrance comes by way of Josephine from the fragrance Just a Rose, and the fragrance is Hugo Boss The Scent Private Accord, okay? This one she described as a super sexy chocolate scent for men. She called out some of the notes in this fragrance of being ginger, spice, and woods. And she also alluded to the fact that as a woman, she enjoys sweeter fragrances on men. Now, I've been telling you guys this since I started on YouTube back in 2017, that if you want to get the ladies, you got to get a little sweetness so you can draw your bees in with the honey, okay? And this thing here is definitely going to help you with that. Now, as I think back to it, one of the reasons why I probably did not talk about this one as much going forward is because I decided to go with Montauk Chocolate Greedy, and if I stack these two up, I enjoyed that one a bit more. But what I will say that this one is toned down a bit. It doesn't have a super aggressive chocolate or cacao note in it. This one is really blended well, and it's smooth, sexy, sensual, and inviting, just as she said, and I would have to agree with her. So shout out to Josephine and her pick, Hugo Boss The Scent Private Accord. Now, the next fragrance selection comes from a channel that a lot of you out there will already be familiar with, and this one is Curly Scents. So shout out to Andrea over there at Curly Scents. Now, she did this one with her friend Sandra from Serbia. I feel like that's not her name, Sandra from Serbia, but she was just telling you guys she was from Serbia. Interesting story about Serbia. Not interesting at all, I guess, about Serbia. But I did a show years and years ago when we did music in Canada at the Serbian complex in Niagara Falls. Has nothing to do with this, but I just thought I should mention my best little Wayne impersonation. In that video, Sandra rated and ranked a various number of men fragrances, and the fragrance that came out on top, victorious #1 out of all of the fragrances they discussed, which I believe were about 10 or so, was actually one that I was telling you guys about not too long ago. I think I told you about it last year in 2019, all right? And I just did a video telling you that this fragrance is a standout scent, one that you guys should wear. And then as I go to create this video, I realized that they talked about it there as well. And this one comes from the house of Armor Oud, and this one is Saffron Rare. Okay, she stated that this fragrance is sexy. She also stated that this is the fragrance that she could see a man between the ages of 25 and 35 wearing. And seeing as though that most of you out there who are watching this channel are in between the ages of 20 and 40, I think that most of you out there could get away with this scent. She also mentioned that she really enjoyed the spiciness that came along with the scent. I believe that there's some cardamom, some saffron obviously within this fragrance, and I also believe there's some hints of leather. She said that she was enjoying the spiciness of this fragrance, but she could also see this one being a summertime scent, as something within this fragrance reminded her of the summer. But nonetheless, she felt that this was a solid fragrance and gave it a 9 out of 10 overall, even beating out the legendary Valentino Uomo Intense. Now, this one isn't the cheapest fragrance out there, but it's also not the most expensive fragrance out there either. So if you're looking to test this one out, make sure you do it. You can try it before you buy it. But this is definitely one that I stamp, seal, and approve. Saffron Rare from the house of Armor Oud. Now, I won't spend a ton of time talking about this next fragrance, but it's one that I really enjoyed. This one was recommended from Monica. If you haven't checked out our channel, as with everyone else, I will leave their channels linked and listed down below. I gave this thing a 10 out of 10, and this one for her was a wintertime winner. This one comes from MFK, and this one is none other than Grand Soir. I actually wore Grand Soir maybe about a week or so ago, and got some good feedback with this one. To me, this one is an amazing scent, really well blended, well balanced, and it's a good point of sexiness, seductiveness, and it also wears well in the fall and winter, but it's not super strong. But enough about what I think about this fragrance. Let's get back to what she thought about this fragrance. And she said that this one was a manly, sexy, huggable scent, and as I already mentioned, she stated that this one was a wintertime winner. She also called out to the high quality ingredients utilized in this fragrance and said that this one started off manly and then it dried down to something softer and a bit more seductive. So if you're looking for that type of feel, then Grand Soir from the house of MFK is definitely one that you should check out. And then the final fragrance on this list came from someone who isn't technically a reviewer, but it was on a reviewer's channel, and this one was like top 10, top 7 sexy fragrances for men or something of that nature. And this one was also a rate and rank video, and it came from the channel of Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, my guy Carlos. He had, as he does often, at least pre-quarantine, he had a lot of women on his channel. He's been doing so for years, where they give their perspective on fragrances, and this one was no different. In this case, he had Rachel on his channel, and the fragrance that came out victorious as the #1 out of the top 3 fragrances that she picked was Versace Eros. Since that video, we've seen Versace Eros get a facelift on a number of occasions. We saw Versace Eros Flame, and then we'll be getting the Versace Eros Parfum here really soon. I don't know if it's Eau de Parfum or Parfum. We'll come back to that. But this one to me is a fragrance that I felt, although it still performs, it garners compliments. This one isn't on trend in today's society, at least in my opinion, all right? But nonetheless, this was maybe a year or 2 ago that they did this video, but this one did stand out, came out victorious among some other fragrances out there that a lot of you will have enjoyed or also have in your collection. So solid fragrance overall. I would like to see what the new one's going to smell like. So as soon as I can get my hands on it, I'll definitely do it and tell you all about it. But those are 7 fragrances for those of you out there looking to get more lucky in your dealings with ladies, okay? Before I forget, listen, man, we're gonna attach a giveaway to today's video. We are going to give away a bottle from Navitus Parfums. I have everything linked and listed down below for you. And to participate in this giveaway, it's pretty simple. Just click the link down below and sign up to be on my registered email list. That way you know when my fragrance is dropping, you can get your first picks, your chooses of everything, man. Just go ahead and click on the link down below, sign up, come back here and write done. All right, if you've already participated in one of these, just hit done and we'll be able to verify with your email address. Really that simple. We got a full bottle on the way for you. I'll leave everything below. Shout out to all the ladies who put these lists together. They have a lot of hard work going into them in most cases. So shout out to you guys. Again, I'll leave everything linked and listed down below if you're caring to check those out. As always, I'm your boy, Big B, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. Let me know what fragrances work for you. What do the ladies like smelling on you? And ladies, if you're watching, what do you like smelling on a man? Do all that before you go. But before you go, also hit the goddamn bell.